Milingo lungu's situation has really taken a lot of Zambians aback. Why the hell did the case go into nolle prosequi? Does Milingo lungu, or rather, did Milingo lungu get immunity from the powers that be? So, what are your reactions to this particular outcome? Were you anticipating this?
It's quite an interesting case and how it has unfolded. If we can go back to one of the earlier episodes that we did on Z Corner about the Milingo deal and the DPP, we did anticipate that there might be a possible deal that would, that was struck between the state and Mr. Milingo lungu in order for the DPP to enter into nolle prosequi. And this is now what has come to light. So the fact that the Drug Enforcement Commission did rearrest Mr. Milingo lungu, maybe because they were in the dark, they were not aware of the immunity deal that was given to Mr. Lungu by the DPP and some mentioned parties. I think if you're watching this, you do know who has been implicated in this deal: the Solicitor General, the Auditor General, State House, and other individuals. And they're saying, well, we're not a part of this. State House is saying we are not a part of this immunity deal. So now the biggest conversation, the biggest debate is why immunity? Why did they give Milingo lungu immunity, and who authorized it?
Well, according to a lot of sources out there, there's a lot of newspapers, credible newspapers in Zambia saying one of the conditions for him to step down as a provisional liquidator for KCM is he had to give up sort of his position so that he can get that immunity.
But that doesn't make sense in any way when you think about it. If you have a solid shut case and then first of all, it's a situation where for him to agree to that deal where he steps down, he is agreeing that there is something to look into, know, and for the state to say we're going to give you immunity and then you're going to, step down as liquidator, provisional liquidator, for me doesn't make really any sense because we're not getting anything out of it. The Zambian people are not getting anything out of it.
As provisional liquidator, right, he is still entitled to the 5 to 10%, off of the overall assets of KCM. So him stepping down as provisional liquidator, is he still entitled to that 5 to 10%? That is something that the viewers are obviously going to sort of let us know in the comment section below. So my main thing is how does this make the new Dawn government look? Because there was a lot of rumors and speculations out there. This is one of the reasons why Justice Minister had to have a
press briefing,
so that they can quench the fire. So according to the information that was put up on the Daily Revelation, right, Sakwiva Sikota, who happens to be Milingo lungu's lawyer, right, he claims that he has proof that Milingo lungu did actually get to meet the president and other government officials in order for this particular deal to be stricken. So I'm reading the information that was put up on Daily Revelation. If you haven't seen that, you can see the article. So basically, Sakwiva Sikota says they do have a lot of tangible proof. So my question to you is, how does that make you feel about the new Dawn government? Because we've seen a lot of different characters, like, for example, Hot FM CEO Oscar Chabula said the new Dawn government so what does that make you feel?
Before I get to how it makes me feel, we have to look at the center, what's at the center of this whole controversy, which is the deal. Which was meant. Who made this deal? So now the justice, that's the immunity deal, the immunity deal that was given to Mr. Milingo lungu, which the state did not really uphold their end of the deal, and they broke that deal by getting him, rather he was rearrested by DEC, which now later on he mentioned the deal, which at first the Zambian people didn't know about the deal. All we knew was that...
Does this make the DPP, was she correct? Is she vindicated for her action since he had the deal?
Yeah, and this is where I'm going. The Justice Minister, Mr. Haimbe's press briefing, he did say that the DPP was, using her authority and the powers that she has, in her office, how she conducted the whole process, the deal, and all that stuff. But then there are some certain things that are at question that the JCC has to investigate. The minister said it is not in this new government's policy to negotiate with people that are in caught with an offense or on the wrong side of the law. So clearly he was saying in a smart way that State House doesn't know anything about this deal. Right. The president doesn't know anything about this deal. And so it's a Cho Chise thing. So if everybody is denying. Everybody is denying. So the question is State House going to use the DPP as the scapegoat? Now, this is where now we always go to, guys, it's communication. It's communication. There are so many ways for the New Dawn governments to vindicate themselves, because here the biggest controversy is that Mr. Lungu met up with the president, met up with the vice president, and they discussed, and we had a very bad deal where immunity was given to this gentleman, and the Zambians really want to see a different outcome.
Right, and right now, the biggest concern that the majority of Zambians have right now is the fact that the fight against corruption is not really that efficient. Faith Musonda, she had a deal. She basically escaped. No jail time, no nothing. Okay? So Zambians were like, okay, we understand. It's okay, we'll let it slide. Then Milingo lungu, huge case. A lot of Zambians were anxiously waiting and saying, okay, are we going to see any bloodshed? Is there going to be any, at least give us something, New Dawn. Give us something.
We need an arrest. We need a conviction. We need to know.
To know that you are indeed about your business, because you did talk a whole lot. You did give us a whole lot of, this, that we're going to do. Now, the boy is in your court. The economy, not so well. Fuel increments, the cost of living is going up. At least give us some corruption cases. Come on. But if you see these immunity deals coming in, right, then people are like, okay, so basically in prison in Zambia is only for the poor. If you steal chicken or petty crime is, you get plenty jail time. This is what the people of Zambia are angered about, and this is one of the reasons why we're so furious, because we're not really seeing all those campaign promises, the fight against corruption. We're not really seeing any tangible evidence that these guys are absolutely fighting and making sure that there's a correction in terms of how people perceive corruption and the consequences of corruption, because people are getting deals. And the biggest the biggest story here is, was State House involved? And this is one of the reasons why Milingo lungu's lawyers, Sakwiba Skota, is saying we've got the proof. So what type of proof does Sakwiba Skota have? And why are the government officials denying? If they give them a deal, let us know why you give them
the deal, who they're giving up. Up to now, we don't know who Faith Musonda gave up, apart from the money and the property. We don't know who gave her that money and how she got that money. There are no repercussions, just like you are saying. Same thing with the Milingo lungu case. And now we're losing confidence. Bowman, Lusambo has cases. So right now the Zambian people are just going to say, this is not going to go anywhere. They're going to cut a deal, So the confidence in the New Dawn government is slowly drifting away. Looking at the non-performance of certain ministers, the non-performance over, or rather the slow performance over the New Dawn government. So this is something that we will see and monitor what exactly the issue will be once they go to, because the minister did mention that the JCC is conducting its investigation where it comes to the way the DPP handled herself and handled this case. So after that, then now we can know the issue and the way forward in terms of the DPP. Is VHH-led administration going to use the DPP as a scapegoat? This we are going to see. What do you think? Do you think State House did have a part to play in this immunity deal? And if so, do you think the immunity deal was the best deal that the DPP and the state can get for the Zambian people in this fight against corruption?
Right. And the other thing that I want to look at is obviously with the optics. How does this make the new Dawn government look?
Honestly, it looks really bad. It looks really bad. And Chilifete Ali did go on a rant as he usually goes, and he did give out some interesting points in the sense that some people that were named, for example, Mr. Walia, who is the press aide for the president, why was he on that panel when the Minister of Justice was holding, the press conference? The Solicitor General, why was he on that? Because these are people that have been named in a matter and they are said to be involved. Why should they be a part of this whole situation again? And it seemed like it was a cleanup job that really went or was done poorly. And honestly, it's just a bad look for the presidency.
And just for context sake, right? This particular whole debacle started way back, even before the new Dawn government came in. So if you look at the percentage that Milingo Lungu was awarded as the provisional liquidator, right, that was already pre-arranged like way back in the day. And this is one of the reasons why Dr. Elias Munsha really recommended explanations. They need to explain so that the people of Zambia can get a clear picture. All right, because at this particular moment, the people of Zambia are left in the dark. So it seems as if, deals, immunity, it just looks shady because the people of Zambia do not have access to information and they don't even know why certain things are happening. Because a lot of people were taken aback. Why is Milingo Lungu getting a null prosecute? Why? We didn't know. We're only getting to find out
there was a deal.
There was a deal. So these are the things that the new Dawn has put out there before it escalates.
Before it escalates, we have to know. For me, like I said, personally, it's a bad deal. If him stepping down as provisional liquidator was the only condition that's there, we need to know what other conditions were there. Is he giving up the big fish? Is he giving up other people? And those people that he's giving up, are they going to lead to arrests? Which we haven't seen in the Faith Musonda issue.
And they also have to clearly stipulate what this implicates if he steps down as the liquidator of KCM. So what? What are we benefiting?
What are we benefiting?
Exactly. All these things need to be laid down. So this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, look, you can even hire us as that corner. We'll explain thoroughly and say,
but anyway, so those are things that we have to really think about and pay much attention to. And this is why I always advocate for the access to information bill, because we're getting the information when the damage is already done and things are irreversible. Now the only thing people are going to do is kusamba monomba kushira nganiba DPP nganiba president nganiba nani because right now it's a whole mess. And unfortunately, I will use, I will quote Chilifete Ali, who said that the new Dawn government is currently just showing how amateurish they are in governance.
Yes.
That's unfortunate because we would want to defend and say a lot.
So anyway, since we're running out of time because we didn't really want to make this super long, let me just read this article from the Daily Revelation. I'm going to be very fast, so please forgive me because it's the three my reporters, by the way. So Daily Nation, the title, we have proof, says Milingo lawyers, Sakwiva Sikota. Former KCM provisional liquidator Milingo Lungu's lawyer, Sakwiva Sikota, has talked up the proof to back up his client's claims that he met President Hakainde Hichilema and the other government officials. And a senior legal practitioner in the Law Association of Zambia has wondered why Lungu has not been arrested, as swearing in a false oath before the courts is an offense for which one must be prosecuted for. Lungu, who stepped down as liquidator of KCM, recently asked the Constitutional Court to prevent his arrest and prosecution, claiming he reached a deal for immunity, having met President Hichilema, Vice President Mutalina Lumango, the Attorney General, Solicitor General, Director of Public Prosecution, among other senior government officials. But Justice Minister Mulambo Haimbe, during a press briefing yesterday, said the government wished to end speculation which suggests that the presidency has interfered in the DPP's function in any way, including by issuing instructions to grant immunity to any persons facing criminal proceedings in Zambia. Quotations. Open court. No such instructions have ever been issued, as doing so would be abhorrent to the principle of the New Dawn government to protect institutions of governance and the rule of law. We thus wish to make it clear, for the avoidance of any doubt, that any action taken by the DPP in the exercise of her office has been done unilaterally by her, in her sole discretion, and in the purported exercise of her constitutional mandate, Hakainde said. In the same view, we wish to make it absolutely clear that it is not for the policy of the New Dawn government for the president to meet and negotiate with any person that is in conflict with the law for purposes of subverting the course of justice. Kindly take note accordingly. End of court. End of the article right over here. Daily Revelation. So that has...
And like I said, there's so much chochi. So these are saying we've got evidence. These are saying it's not our policy. These are saying, so what we would just get is, when this whole matter goes to court and then the information is in public domain, that's when I think we are going to get the truth, because at this point we don't know who to believe. We don't know if we are going to believe Milingo Lungu and his lawyer. We don't know if we're going to believe the current government. It's a sad situation that we have reached this stage, but this has been brewing up. This is not a one-time thing that the New Dawn government is going to say, no, Zambian people are being unfair to us. That would be a lie. We have given them the benefit of the doubt, and we continue to give them the benefit of the doubt. But as we keep on emphasizing on Z Corner, communication, information, let us know, let the Zambian people know what is happening, and not when things backfire. That's when now we start hearing issues of deals.
Exactly. So just to conclude our thoughts, right? Obviously, as Z Corner, you guys already know us. We are absolutely neutral. All right, and we do support the government of the day, so that you know. But of course,
well, it's a democracy, and the rule of law at the end of the day perseveres. So we
exactly. But the most important thing is we have to have sanity. Things have to be done on a professional level. All right, this issue of miscommunication and misinformation has to die. It has to stop. All right, so please do a better job with regards to explaining things. We do not want to add 1 and 1 to make 4, because that's just going to bring chaos, and it's absolutely going to divide the nation. So please explain everything thoroughly. If immunity was given prior to the nolle prosequi, let the people know. If you've signed non-disclosure agreements, say we've signed non-disclosure agreements, we can't really step out of our jurisdictions and talk about these things because we signed an NDA. Let the people know.
Because this is what has happened, quickly. This is what has happened. The New Dawn government, basically have been, I'm trying to find the right figurative, the right statement for it. But basically, because most of the people that went in hard on the issue of the DPP and were asking her to step down were people that are affiliated to the New Dawn government, some, chairman or whatever, so it means that they also don't know what's happening in their own government.
Pilato went extra hard. Now Pilato is like, you don't. You made me look bad in front of people.
But I like how he came back. He said, if they're going this route as well, then we are going to talk against them. So it shows that, as much as he's affiliated, he's going to do the realistic and do the right thing. And this is what we call on you guys. Even as you comment, let us know your unbiased, realistic opinion on the matter, because it seems like 80% communication within the party itself is bad, and communication with the Zambian people is a whole mess, and there's a whole lot of cleaning up that needs to be done.